How good your dad's table works. I just thought you too bad. Rub it like this and do my artwork and watch TV. Come on, boys.
Second period, though, just go to start. Wow, that was a lucky fucking goal.
At least we're in the lead by one. Hopefully by more than that, though. They gotta smarten up a bit. I knew that was gonna happen. Bullshit, eh? Do you remember what I had here? Did I not have bunkers?
Well, for you young defensemen out there, this is good defending 101. Look at all the movement by Connor, trying to open up the defenseman, and instead, no extra movement by Brody. Just get your stick in the area, don't overreact. And the cycle here, you can see almost a surprise Ehlers as he came out of the forest, and all of a sudden there was room there for him to turn. He's a little frustrated. He didn't get the shot that he wanted, as found some open ice in that offensive zone, but missed far right. Boys had a terrific season, the Healers. 13 goals, 28 points. There's a chance for payoff, and fires that deflected high and out of play. So just past the midway mark of this second period, Leafs leading by a goal.
You just don't do halfway. Fighting COVID-19 is one of them. As vaccines roll out, let's keep giving this our all and continue to follow public health measures. A message from the Government of Canada.
Chevrolet Truck Month is on now at your local dealer. Meaning now is the perfect time to get into a Chevrolet Silverado. Find style, performance, and convenience. Find the Silverado you've always wanted.
Right now, during Chevrolet Truck Month, lease a 2021 Silverado Custom for the equivalent of $79 weekly. Or purchase with financing from 0% for up to 72 months. Go to Chevrolet.ca for details.
Every time I'd go into surgery, there was these big 2 doors that you had to walk through. It was the scariest thing.
Eh?
You're making me cry already. But one thing that made it okay was my social worker, who decorated these doors when I was young. She decorated them to make them not so scary for me. And I'm so thankful that she was part of my team of sick kids. My condition has no cure, but because someone gave monthly, sick kids saved my life.
Wild game between these teams here. January of last year, giveaways galore, crazy overtime. Blake Wheeler ended things in the shootout and the swagger afterwards. Paul Maurice remembers that night as the last time Winnipeg and Toronto played that style of game. He believes the Leafs are a much better structured team. He thinks his Jets have improved in that area as well. And Winnipeg also. No shortage of confidence having to come from behind like the situation right now. It's interesting today talking about what he liked most about his team to this point, approaching the midway mark of the season. Just said the room and the character in it, that Blake Wheeler has a lot to do with that.
I think they should put staff buildings for staff.
Appleton up there with the partner so far. Now Austin Matthews gets away. Here comes Matthews over the line. Riley Kipling. And a stop there off the blocker by Brossois, who was able to punch that past Austin Matthews. So you see the green light there for Riley.
What one do you like better?
Jumping up ice and
this one?
Saucer pass by Matthews created that chance. Hyman trying to tie up the Mello. Marner places the line. Brody on the back end. Sends it off the ledge. It'll be brought down by Matthews. Hyman behind the net. Looking for Matthews. It'll come back to the line for Riley.
There's one thing I like about this game, though.
Checked by Kopp.
Is you can actually put staff building in.
Swings away and now hands it off to Brody. On that wide cycle of the Leafs, and Matthews right on, and Brossois shrugged that away, and now trying to get his glove on it. and trying to put an offensive scheme together. Here's before the face-off, these two talking. Well, if they plan that, okay, get a chance, jump up, ball break some attention as Matthews always does. And there's a perfect pass across and a good save there by Bourgeois. There's where he thought he had it. That was some anxious moments. Good stick there by Laurent Bourgeois.
You sneak up, you can let me know. Come on, boys.
Shankly gets past him. Placing waved off. Just the ball back. He gets an assist on the second league goal. The Nylander marker. And now Kerfoot. Chipping it in and cheesing after the XP up. Knocks it to the far side for McKay. Cycling it back behind the net. The ball tied up. Kerfoot getting support. Stastny there for the Jets. Puck comes across and Kerfoot's going to retrieve it for Toronto. Here's McKay. Shankly in slipstream and McKay trying to get away from him. William McKay swinging wide. And Shankly stayed with him and creates the turnover. Tavares off the bench, played the puck, and the Jets were looking for perhaps too many men. Nylander winds it up, back to the attack. 88 into the Jet zone. William Nylander a lap and a shot, and that one off a stick high and out of play. Well, spring is in the air as the bakers take inspiration from the garden. The Great Canadian Baking Show, new episode tomorrow at 8 on CBC and CBC Jam. Well, one thing that McCann can do is create some space using his feet. And here's just a great example of how difficult it is defensively. You want to be a centerman in the National Hockey League, you got to do that like Scheifele did, trying to chase McCann down. And I think when his confidence gets high on his goal-scoring ability, if he improves in that, he's going to be a heck of an effective player because he can create so much with his feet. Gordon won the draw, puts the puck in front, and it's picked off, and away goes Healers. Sends it to the near side, and Dubois shot off Riley, and out. Oh, there's Dubois, just a little bit late there. Good stick by Riley, didn't allow that one to get
challenges yet.
You think about this year for him, coming to Winnipeg, you get a new team, you got some great line mates now, but it's still always just a little bit of an adjustment. You've got to find your confidence level, you've got to grind yourself into a game. And as you know, Chris, his little injury set him back a little bit, but an interesting call.
I wish we could take a picture of everyone that we put on.
Stastny might play on his wing and someone put Connor back up for Scheifele. I think it'll be a work in progress.
It'll be easier.
That second line is going to look like. Talked about the mentorship of Paul Stastny, but he also said how much Nick Ehlers enjoys playing with Pierre-Luc Dubois. Now Hyman trying to get around Morrissey. Hyman in deep, leaned out by DeMello, and tied up a little bit with the official as he hits the deck and gets up and finds the puck again. Connor's got it.
Oh yeah, bring the fire, Zoe.
Now Connor
Seriously, look.
down into the league zone. 6 minutes remaining.
Everyone's got to be in there.
18-14, the Jets.
Shit, no.
Shot to make the Leafs, but Toronto has a 1-goal lead. Riley. Hyman knocks that down at center. Pass Marner. The Jets will regroup in their own zone. Forward. On Perreault and back down the ice. Matthew Perreault, 3 goals in the last 5 games, but a big chance before the Leafs took the lead. Here's Boyd. Red shot blocked by Stanley. Thompson unable to catch up to that pass. One deep by BC. Here's Jason Spezza. Spezza puck to the corner. Boyd helps him up. Travis Dermott in. Looking for Boyd. Spezza kicking it along the boards. And it's sealed there by Dermott.
There he goes, Zoe. Exactly right to the D, eh? That's cool.
Stanley puts it ahead.
Now maybe this is the best way to start it. Right? I got 2 drinks there. Or drinks. got another drink here. Cause the last time they said they were thirsty. Thirsty. So I'm wondering, should I maybe see if I can find water? Instead of lemonade. You can't see, can you? That's water. So that way they can't say, I'm thirsty. Right? Coffee? Why not, right? That should be good to know. None of them have been right. I should put... Ultimate, is that you? I don't know what this red is. Oh my god, do you know what red I think this is? Your favorite one, Zoe. I think. It is too, Zoe. Does this part look better than before? Fuck me. No goal.
On a shot that the Leafs will at least look at, the deflection on that high tip.
Yeah, it should be no goal.
In the eyes of Anderson, so far, yes. At the last second, but how about Shifley? This
looks better, eh? Okay, so look, ready? Oh, hang on. This is where I've been using Zoe's going apart in a row, yeah. There you go, Zoe. You're on that C&E. Oh, sorry. Sorry. If they're open this year, we should go. Because I'm telling you one thing, they have those there. Oh, no. They have those there, but.
So back on even terms on the goal at 16:34. And a penalty pending is.
What do you think so far?
I got a question.
Brody, and it'll be a hooking call.
I sleep right here. So, how about this?
So, do you remember this? Remember this, right?
Yeah.
Music fest.
I was about to say that, but I'm not allowed to, apparently. How's this going?
And everyone
Stand up. I'm having PS4.
wins. So you could roll away with a Samsung TV. Or your late lunch could suddenly
Time you watch this.
or coffee
You,
or rewards points.
how about you use the TV as Netflix?
Your role could rise above the rest. All new 2022.
Oh, I don't know about that.
All yours. Play roll of games today on the Tim Hortons app. Win every time.
What the hell is that trying
Please
to
don't drink my pop.
Have to put there's something in my neck.
Let's get rides or Twitter. Remember you used to ride roads before. Remember?
Yeah. Oh, I almost pooped my pants on
There you
it.
go, there you go. And then look at Phoenix Road District.
Yeah, it's called the Ring of Fire.
Yeah, that is so cool. They didn't have these rides the first time I did this. Did the ultimate?
Oh, what the fudge!
Okay, go now, please. See the track rides they got. Go now, please.
Wait, what is that?
To alter your path.
Can we check that out?
See, that's all it is.
What? Holy shit!
I was funny on that, so no, I'm good. Where's the right thing? Oh, is that it there? Is that not the track ride, Dakota? The ghost ride.
All Jazzy still finding ways to impress teammates, including Andrew Coffey.
No.
Every game, I just hear myself
That's
saying,
it. track ride sucked right now, guys. So, what was that? Relax, sir.
There's no goal.
QB.
Highway 1
What
only.
is that? That's like the
Oh,
one
the fly!
that,
The fly!
no. The most Reddit C&E.
It is a mouse ride, look! They're cheese! But it's kind of also like the fly, Mom. You know what I mean, right?
Right.
Look, it's just like the fly. You go up there, you do the turns, that's when you drop, and then you get your picture taken.
These ultimate, because I know you're here. I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it in a minute, I'll do it.
Tell me when to stop.
No, I'll do it in a minute. Give me it.
Dude, there's actually real life things.
Phoenix.
Real life rides in the game.
No, listen. When we first did this, they didn't have Ring of Fire, did they? No, I don't remember them having it.
Or the Music Fest.
Or the Music Fest.
Or the mouse.
And here's the interference call by Thornton there.
He could care less. I'm gonna go that
Trying to get to the front, ends up with the takedown, and that created the chance at the other end. That was
No, I have to bring my ride.
back the other way, and that's when the whistle.
That's okay, I'll just move it. It's not a big, not a big problem.
I love your meatballs for me.
You can go.
And a face-off in the Toronto zone.
After a stream, please tell Phoenix to bring it back to my
We'll see, I said.
And dealers.
Milk away.
So you didn't give Phoenix his glass yet.
For the Maple Leafs.
Phoenix, how do you know if he's gonna let you use it tonight?
And I never said he could, so.
I'm busy.
No, after the stream, can I use it? The PS4? Because
I never said you could. I never said you could, so no, you're not.
4-on-3 power play. That's just a bad penalty to take by Dubois.
We got a penalty.
Bad body positioning here. He overplays.
Want to put this milk away, Phoenix?
It gets the stick between the legs, and that's one that you got to put your arm up right in front of the Winnipeg bench. And that's a needless penalty in a non-threatening area. Dubois shaking his head, but what an opportunity here. Some 4-on-3, just like we're in overtime on the power play. They've not scored 4-on-3 yet this year. Got some time to work with for Hunter and Matthews. So little practice time. It's amazing. Teams don't practice it all that much.
I never had mouse track, Phoenix, or Ring of Fire.
And 4 forwards. So
What their names are called?
No, but it's got the mouse track ride that you guys rode at C&E.
Also the spinning world.
It's got, and I don't remember it being there before. Do you, Ultimate?
Matthews gets it back. He'll defer to Marner.
Because I sure as hell don't. You know what? So I can show you this. What ride was that in, Ultimate? Was that roller coasters, buddy? Yeah, see? Wasn't in here, was it? I know damn well it wasn't. What the hell? I'll get it sitting right. You wait. Let me see. Come on, boys. Maybe? That could be very well.
Probably Ventus ride.
Probably. But they weren't here before. Like when I first started, they weren't here, and you know that yourself. I'll tell you one thing, I'm getting better at doing this though.
early scoring, late penalties, and through 40. This game is tied at 2 apiece. Headlines coming up in our second intermission. John's 2016 Winnipeg as we're through 2 here in Toronto.
Kit Kat Chunky is now 20% chunkier.
Doesn't fit anymore.
I'm gonna start returning. I don't get this commercial.
It's now.
Hey?
Tide Pods Ultra Oxy one-ups the cleaning power of liquid.
Is this not like the ride you rode on, Phoenix?
Really?
Can I one-up breakfast in bed?
Yeah, for sure. That's nice. What about that? Yep.
10?
Yeah, even
Down
that.
at C&E?
I would very much like to see that.
Me too.
Tide Pods Ultra Oxy.
Kind of, sort of.
One of the toughest stains with 50% more cleaning power.
Ultimate, we might get a better part out of this one.
Nope. One up the power of liquid with Tide Pods Ultra Oxy.
Ready for your video call?
Yep. Glad we switched to working from home.
Okay.
Saving money on gas, food, only buying half an outfit. Need another way to save? With the BMO Family Bundle, when one of you has a BMO account, the rest of the household gets no fee daily banking. Your daughter, grandpa. I like that. So, you want shorts too? Come on, Jim, I'm a professional. He's wearing shorts. Yes, I am. No fee daily banking for your family means real financial progress. That's the BMO effect. Up to $350 when you sign up for an eligible
Check that out, Joey. It's actually a ride like this at C&E.
No limits. To how high
You know your fly ride that you guys ride at
how
Wonderland?
far you'll take it.
It's exactly like that, Joey.
Sales event.
It's most trap.
$250 in total
I know,
discount.
but I like playing the game.
Or get 10% off MSRP.
Not boring to me.
$100 in discounts on Jeep Grand Cherokee. Plus $2,500 in loyalty cash for select owners. The Jeep No Limits
See,
event
what is that one,
for
Joey?
adventure has no limits.
You love milk, we love milk.
Oh, look at that
And
one.
with 50% less sugar and 50% more protein than regular milk, Fairlife is the great tasting Canadian
That one's
milk
kinda
that loves
neat.
you back.
This is fun.
Make sure you have your thing that connected the phone to the table
Next
still.
to these, catch all new episodes of Kim's
You
Convenience.
got hold of it.
I do, why?
Zicky, zacky, zicky, zacky.
Underneath the fish tank.
Only on CBC
There
and
is a tank,
CBC
so-
Gem. Bam.
Are you serious?
Great job.
Snake tank, what's this one?
I might never find it.
Oh, good enough.
The show, it's amazing. Totally. Totally. Kim's Convenience.
Wanna see?
Tuesdays at 8
This
on
is
CBC and CBC
Fucking
Gem.
cool.
That was us. Just a few months
None
ago.
of these rides look familiar to me at all.
We didn't know what it was. Turns out it was our internet. So we switched to Rogers McKnight. We noticed the difference immediately. Now everything just works. Morning to night.
This is so
attic to
cool.
basement. No more stressing
I'm
about the
so
internet.
dumbfounded.
Stress-free Wi-Fi. Backed by
'Cause
our
none of
Wi-Fi
these rides were
promise.
here
Only with
before.
Rogers Ignite Internet. We want to see your
Wonder if my DLC kicked in.
Posting your video on Instagram or TikTok with NHL's advanced skills at home. Learn more at NHL.com.
Because before these weren't here, and I know they weren't. Because I don't ever remember having Ring of Fire.
Amber will have Kevin and Berkey.
Ever.
We'll also have Archie and Maverick with Kelly and Jen, and they'll talk about the two telecasts. But let's get to the Saturday headlines with
What is
Chris
that?
Johnston and Elliot Freeman. And the ratings have been bought for this
What
year.
is
it? I think it
You may
did.
know, especially the doubleheader.
You-
game
it
for
did
us
what?
in Canada, gents, because we get the all-Canadian.
The DLCs kicked in? I think so.
Concerning
Because I never had this boat one, and I know that.
Yeah, Ron, well, Gary Bettman was unequivocal this week that he'd like to see the divisional alignments return to what they were
I
pre-pandemic.
will jack my
as soon as
prices up in a
possible.
minute now.
But he wasn't clear on when exactly that could be. And what I can tell you is that there are at least a couple.
I think so. Like, look at this boat ride. That is sick.
You know, I would hope here that the North Division will live beyond this season, that they'll get at least one more year of that. And
That is so cool.
The same border restrictions, travel issues that might prevent one of these teams from playing at home in the third round of the playoffs. That's their best hope, in fact, I think, to keep this division one more year. If those restrictions aren't lifted or changed in some way, the NHL might be forced into this. And, you know, what a few influential voices for these Canadian teams told me is that they
Come
really want
on.
to see this with fans, and they feel like if it gets
Okay, I'm
to
gonna have
next
to go
season,
this way.
at some point fans will get reintroduced to this, and they'll get to truly sense
I can't wait to show
the
Gary
impact it
these.
can have on their business and the excitement it can create in the country.
The other thing Canadian teams are wondering about, guys, is the quarantine and for the trade deadline. As we all know right now, it's a 14-day quarantine. Winnipeg went through it with Pierre-Luc Dubois. Well, there continues to be some lobbying work to see if that can be moved or changed.
I don't remember this boat ride.
And they continue to work at it. But one of the things some Canadian teams were wondering was, if we trade for a player who's been vaccinated, would that help us at all in that particular situation? And I reached out to Health Canada, asked that question, and they said no formal request has been made. But as they said right now, just because you've been vaccinated, we still have limited evidence on what that means about transmission. So at this point in time, if you're vaccinated, you enter the country, it's still the 14-day quarantine, and that's the way it's going to stand at this particular point in time. So the answer to that question appears to be no, but all the Canadian teams are still curious if there's something the NHL can do to see if the quarantine can be eased.
And I was really curious about the frequently asked questions. So I'm in line for AstraZeneca on Thursday, which I propose to do, unless something changes. And I found out from you, from the NHL players, hearing the news that they're now at about an 81% efficiency rate with that particular vaccine. So what's actually happened to the players?
Well, basically what happened is it's not mandatory for the players to get the vaccine. You don't have to. But what the League of the Players Association did earlier today was send out a 3-page FAQ just saying, look, here's all the information we know. There's a lot of stuff you hear out there. Here's everything we know from their doctors, and this is what you should know. This is what you should feel comfortable with. If you have any questions, you should ask your team doctors. But they sent out a 3-page FAQ, so all the players they felt would have the best information that exists.
More business, the TV deal in the U.S., Chris.
Yeah, big news this week, getting ESPN done for the A package. And what's interesting is the sequencing.
Oh, yeah, that's sick. No, I'm good.
Rights partner in the U.S. is now in the bidding for the B package.
That
and the feeling is they're not a slam dunk here to get this package. So they're in that tenuous spot where they're the current rights holder, but not guaranteed to get this done. And obviously this one is big too. There's 3 Stanley Cup finals included in that package.
Okay, just enough time for Eichel update. What's going on?
Well, not good news in Buffalo. I mean, the official word is that he's out for the foreseeable future, but there is concern that this is a long-term issue. He's been seeing specialists, and the team doesn't want to put a specific time frame on it until they get some word back there. But this does not look like a good injury for Jack Eichel.
And just finally, one young player might be up for a change of scenery here, Troy Terry, Anaheim. I'm starting to hear some conversation about him and whether or not he might go somewhere else to get a change from the Ducks.
Both of you getting ready for the trade deadline, which is, Elliot, when?
Your birthday.
No, it's Jackie Redmond's birthday. I heard you talking to her about that yesterday. April the 12th is the NHL trade deadline, of course. We'll come right back with more on our 2 telecasts this evening here on the early portion of Hockey Night in Canada.
And you talk about getting Don Cherry back? No, I'm not, eh? Nobody can bitch that there's not enough food or water, right? How's that look so far, Ultimate? What do you think, Zoe? There you go. I wonder, why is it going to Ultimate now? What the hell? Okay, this part might not last. I'll be back in a sec. I'll be back.
Very nice. Yeah, on oil.
Okay, but I'll be back.
Wow. Yeah, now I can play blackjack on the bluff.
Because it's fucked up, so I'll be right back.
Roulette in our hot tub.
That's probably why I'm getting all this stuff.
I can play progressive jackpots while you
Because it's on Sandbox.
Get your casino on wherever you are at OLG.ca.
I'll be back.
Sign up now and get a bonus of up to $300.
And my park won't be the same. Because it was on Sandbox.
That's how I play my best. Blocking the world out so I can focus on the job I need to do. Playing the angles right, standing my ground, anticipating.
Fred, how do you stay focused when it's that tight up there?
Games like that, there's no room for error.
It's ready, Phoenix.
I'm Freddie Anderson.
The mystery about Harold.
He just disappeared.
If you wanted to hide a body, 1934 was a good year to do it.
My name is Mike Milton, and Harold Heaven was my great-great-uncle.
Shut up.
He's going to help me solve the mystery. He's my best friend.
We're just massive fans of true crime.
I can't say whether you're good detectives or not.
You know, we're getting ready.
I don't get it this time, guys. I'm just gonna go normal live because I don't know what's going on.
Every day has a dawn to start something, to alter your path. Can you push for better? Do good for the greater? We can. We will. This is the new dawn. This is the new Volkswagen. Volkswagen.
Welcome to the Ram studio, powered by Ram, the first ever 3-time winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year. And there's 2 great games under our watch tonight here on Hockey Night in Canada, a competitive one in Toronto. And as we welcome in Kevin, as well as Jennifer and Kelly. And let's start with you, Jennifer. The high IQ, of course, for you at Harvard, and the high IQ from these hockey teams we're seeing the Jets and the Leafs so far tonight.
Well, Sheldon Keefe said of the Leafs that he wants to see more consistency, and not just from game to game. He said he wants to see it from shift to shift and period to period. And one element that can really help with that is making good decisions on the ice. And here's
now they're not there.
Shorthanded. Muzzin sees the opportunity, joins the rush, sees the opening, makes a really solid attack triangle, gets the feed from Marner, and the beautiful shot to finish it off. But then that's a decision that was made at his own blue line. And then you're looking at the Nylander goal. Thornton along the boards just makes a simple chip, and Nylander sells the pass and fools Brossois on that shot. But that play doesn't develop if just that little chip along the boards doesn't happen by Thornton. So he's got, good at nicknames, but also doing it on the ice with his play. So here's Scheifele from the point. Stastny with a nice deflection. And Maurice said Stastny is a guy that he loves the game. He's often on the ice even 20 minutes after practice ends, just talking about the game, working on his game. And here's a look at Thursday. Another nice deflection by Stastny. Getting in the tough positions, and this is another credit that Maurice gave him. He said, you know what, this is a player that does the hard things more often. Here he is, putting himself in good positions to get those scoring opportunities in front of the net. It's not always easy, but here's a guy that loves the game, puts in the effort, and now is getting the results.
It's 2 after 2, so deuce is wild. But Kevin, you want to focus on one-on-ones as far as defensemen are concerned.
Sorry, guys.
Well, just quickly,
okay, I'll get the Monday when I go buy all this stuff for them.
If anyone's ever tried that,
I got to buy the packages, which is fine by me.
Like, that's a very highly skilled tip.
I'll do it when I get more money.
And Craig Simpson mentioned it on the Brody one that we'll see here. The way I was taught and the way I teach my kids is active with your stick, quiet with your feet. So what you don't want to do is cross over unnecessarily, because it's very hard to recover from a crossover. And that's what Ford look.
Buddy, those rides were fine.
And that gives the time and space for the stop up and the comeback. Here, a crossover gets set. Active with a stick, quiet with his feet, and Squatter has nowhere to go. And this is one of the things that McDavid's been taught to exploit. This is a one-on-four. He takes a wide cutback, and because he gets Edler to lunge, I'm sure Edler's tired of seeing this highlight, but just that lunge and that kind of mini crossover opens up the cutback, and as you guys know, when you're crossing over one way, you can't go back the other way right away. So just a little thing to watch for when you're teaching some kids these days. I let you teach me.
Okay, so you said for what? For the marketing?
Meanwhile, it's 3-1 Flames continue
Newspaper
to
and what?
the Habs, Kelly, and Derek Ryan thriving right now.
TV commercials. Online campaign.
You're sure right, David. Gerald Sutter already
that's $5,000 a month.
Talked about him. Here is the game Thursday night. Take a look at this beautiful backhand pass to Levo.
Commercials for family hours.
They're bringing you 5,000 people, and each people pay like $50.
What commercial? What am I doing? Late night? Family hour?
And you look at his game tonight. Just how he's in really good puck support position. He really understands how to play center, and he's always in great position. I love the fact how he can set his teammates up. Here he gives Tkachuk a nice opportunity, although Cassidy's probably right. He could have shot that as well. But, you know, I look at Daryl Sutter and how he likes to find roles, and I'm wondering if there's something similar to Derek Stoll when they're winning Stanley Cups in LA. Daryl loved him. I thought he was maybe the third best, or best third-line center in the game. Derek Ryan might have a chance.
Flames a perfect 10-0 leading after 2.
Probably the vintage ride, Phoenix.
We get you back to Toronto and Calgary next.
So what would that be?
Ram Studio, powered by Ram. Innovative, capable, luxurious. The first ever 3-time winner of Motor Trend Truck of the Year.
I wonder if I could take everybody on a little ride with me here.
Since 1999, the NHLPA Goals and Dreams Fund has helped thousands of
like, how many more do we gotta buy?
This season, Goals and Dreams teamed up with Sonic Insurance to surprise these young players with visits from some of hockey's best, who are excited to share some prizes of their own.
The NHLPA Goals and Dreams Fund is donating brand new equipment.
What's that say we have? A restaurant with at least 2. What? Restaurant with at least 2 rooms?
I can't see it. Because everyone deserves a team.
Well, here, more than each ribbon thing. Stop. Can you read what that says?
It says
have a restaurant with at least 2 rooms.
you have a restaurant with at least 2 rooms in it.
Charging 15 for adults, 10 for kids.
We both wanted to be homeowners one day. During the pandemic, I lost my job. The money goes to an RESP for Evelina, and she's going to be able to use that for her education. If it wasn't for that, I don't think we would have been able to get our property. Then I enrolled in a training course in clinical research. We're very lucky that we have that support. I found out about the credit, and I found out I was eligible. Having the sense of security for both of us is really important.
Find out if you qualify at canada.ca/everydollar counts. A message from the government of Canada. A little traffic won't stop Sarah from her McCafe coffee run, or that rich, smooth, and delicious medium dark roast taste. Plus, the service is pretty great. McCafe coffee, 100% ethically sourced.
On your marks.
Get set.
Hey! This is insane.
These coconuts are so perfect. Oh, the Great Canadian Baking Show on CBC and CBC Gem.
The Cambridge is last 12 minutes past.
I'll do my best, one love.
When you give your heart, it will be without hesitation.
This is not a game.
If I require advice, I will ask for it.
This period, brought to you by Hyundai, made for those who drive hockey.
Back in Toronto, 2-2 after 2. Josh Morrissey pacing all skaters with over 17 minutes of ice time tonight. He had 29 here on Tuesday. Jake Muzzin, his second of the year here this evening. He's leading the way in the shot category with 4 after 40 minutes. And a neat story out on the East Coast this weekend, Chris.
Well, Kyle, we want to send our best to Kenzie Lalonde, who will become the first woman to call a Quebec Major Junior game. She'll call a tilt between Halifax and Charlottetown tomorrow, and we want to wish her the best. And I've been doing this for about 40 years, and Kenzie's going to do something tomorrow I've never done. Call a game with Bobby Orr playing. Not the Bobby Orr I wanted to call it for. Yeah, the young man named Robert Orr, part of the Halifax team, and we wish Kenzie well. Nick Ehlers, former team, the Halifax Mooseheads, against the red-hot Charlottetown Islanders, who are 22-4.
Do I want to pass this over there?
No trouble with that.
They're yelling.
Game tie. And here we are, 3 games in 5 days, and each team has scored 9 goals. A couple of 4-3 decisions prior to tonight. How does this one finish? Austin Matthews has got it. Now Justin Hall will advance for Toronto. Look deep by Hyman, who heads off. The ball into the zone, and around it goes to Marner with an assist tonight. Here's Marner looking for Matthews. Big Muzzin's on the to the right side for Nylander. Broken up by Stasi. He'll play it out for Matthews. Headed off on a G. Runs it back in. Weaves through. Look for Thornton. Following up to Morris.
Joe, you want to help me do my Squire?
Your what?
Squire.
Top hands it off, and here comes Appleton. Open the score tonight.
You help the rest of the night.
Brody gets it back. Now Lowry pocket pick by Thornton. And Thornton on the right side. Thornton assists, so he's 2 away from 1,100 career NHL assists. And Lowry, oh, great move by Lowry. And then knocked off his stick by Morgan Riley. Cycled back, but Lowry was headed to the bench on a G. Yeah, it looked like something good was going to happen into that, but a good stick by Riley. Broke it up, set it the other way. Again, back for Riley. That flipped into the air and flopped down off the shoulder of Engvall by Brossois. Well, it's been a good 2-game segment to this point, and on Tuesday night, a 3-3 game. The game winner, you mentioned it earlier, Appleton going Arkin, and then a great backhand forehand to tuck it by the goaltender. How about these hands? Take the shot, go forehand back in, and you know, Connor Hellebuck was so
I'm not making no money.
down low, and it's stylish, but it's Austin Matthews in a hole, and ended up spinning under the corner, centering pass was rejected. On it again, knocked down by Stanley, and away goes Ehlers.
Put that right here.
Throws up high, spins off one, and then Engvall came back to take it away from him. And center Kerfoot.
Okay, you see my neck piece?
These look like they want to cheat. Kerfoot will get it to Riley, and now hit on. Leaves it Ottawa tomorrow.
You get that rope through here, but first before you do that, stand piece, rope through this one.
Two teams still will be 6 more times, 7 games in a 3 span.
Two both ropes.
It's Spezza. Spezza cross. Easy moving up. He was carried by Perot. Here's Lewis. Thompson right on to Anderson. Zach Bogosian up the board. Lewis was there. Morrissey unable to hold it in. Josh Morrissey, top ice time man in the first 2 meetings, and through 40 minutes tonight at 16:52. TJ Brody, the top leader in terms of ice time in the last game, and so far tonight through 40 minutes. They're trying to keep right back with the Matthews line. They only have 1 line in between, and trying to get something going against this one. Marner knocked it down, a neat stick play there, and deep it goes for Hyman. Keon trying to cut him with the pass. Took him to the end boards. Flipped into the air, but flipped down by Mussett. Now Neil Keon away. Keon continuing on. Keon goes to the net, and all got a stick on that. Mark Scheifele in the corner. Mussett plays it past him. Stastny keeps it alive. Swings it into Wheeler's corner, but Justin Hall was there. Now Mussett. That short-handed goal in the second period. Unable to get it deep, and this one played back. An icing call, and DeMello had too much on that. Well, 2 amateur detectives take on a very cold case and a truly funny true crime caper, for heaven's sake. Now streaming on CBC Gem. John Tavares has been with the face-off circle tonight. 7 of 10, but this one won by the Jets, and Appleton to the red line. Plays it over the line for Kopp. Morrissey follows. It's gloved and held by Anderson.
Well, these types of games are very much like that playoff atmosphere, Chris, where both these coaches feeling you got to get comfortable playing in these types of situations. You know, you've seen this 2 one-goal games at this point. The last 2, and these are the playoff styles that you can't make mistakes, but you got to continue to try to create something and be comfortable in this type of a game.
One shot. Almost got through. Gordon plays it to the line. Morrissey out at center. For Kopp. Back in Lowry. Appleton drives the lane.
What? Probably. Probably.
The rebound sits the line, kicked in by Thornton, hit a leg. Appleton will turn with it. McKay knocks him down. Another example of a good stick by TJ Brody. Breaks up a play and it creates a chance for McKay that the other. How many games have any go by where there's not a few bursts of speed from McKay that get your attention?
If you told your dad about my game, tell him that it's not what I thought.
Put it on. His own rebound. Swings up high. Sends it through the slot. And now send it to center. Slot chances tonight. 10-7 for the Leafs. They were 18-4 and 18-5 in the previous two games. They caught all that score. That's what I was in there. He opens things up. He takes more pucks than any other goaltender in the last 3 or 4 years. Got loose for Marner. Here's Marner. Ball adventured in. Marner didn't see him, but comes out in front. Fires out. A loose puck for Matthews. Couldn't pull the trigger as he got disrupted on a good defensive play by Perron. Lead B. Hyman back in. Marner chipped by Forward. Now the Jets come back. Here's Shepley with Wheeler. Over the line. Blake Wheeler trying to center a sprawling defensive play by Brody. With Stastny loose in front. Stastny back to the line. Beyond the cross. Here's Forward. That did something in the line of fire. Timing along the boards. Beyond stuffing it up there, but the Leafs get it loose. Muzzin puts it away. Toronto changing. Winnipeg moves it back in. Cleared by Brody. Marner still up there. Sends it across. Puck back to Riley. Morgan Riley. He got checked and back the other way.
What the fuck is going on with this thing?
A great ball. Shankly to the attack. Through the slot. Drops it. That shot high. Whistle high there by Cobb. To the line to Mello. Gordon breaks that up. Sends it out and finds Nylander on the right side. Trying to cut in there against Morrissey. Tavares. Checked by Cobb as he tried to move into the slot area. Well, Cobb almost got him. He was very close to getting high with his shoulder too, but he took the puck and made sure he broke it up the other way. Off the stick of Anderson and in. And they
Fuck me! Okay, take Anderson out now.
just a split second of indecision behind the net, and the Jets take advantage.
Yeah, it's time for Anderson to go out.
We've seen a couple of times in this series that the Leafs have left players in front wide open. It happened the other game, and here's just a great pass by Appleton through Dermott right to the side. And this is one that Anderson tried to get a better grab on.
Sure he did.
It went right to Appleton, and how about the hands of Lowry? Lowry's a guy who can go long stretches. That's his first goal at 20, but he looked confident down there. It went backhand, forehand, and Anderson unable to react quick enough to get a pad on that. A couple of goals tonight for the third line of the Jets. Centering play here, but they stop under a swap as the Leafs return fire in a hurry. Engvall on it. Toronto's third line trying to do some damage, just like the Jets. Bird puts on it. Watched by Pullman as he comes away from the corner. Swings back and hands it off to Engvall on the cycle. Now McGee. Muzzin's on the move up top. Set it across. Kyle Connor there. Back the other way comes Dubois.
Time to get rid of Anderson and put in the other goalie. He's getting old and tired.
No rebound as Anderson covers. All one goal games. They've seen it all. 3 games at this point. There's Anderson unable to keep control. How about that pass? Right through the legs of
Cam going live.
and in the back of the net for a 3-2 game. Lowry from Appleton and DeMello.
See y'all in a bit.